Hello everyone, it's Karen Schaefer with APSD. Great to have all of you on the call tonight. Thanks so much for joining me for our first in a series of APSD Business and Marketing Pro webinar calls. I'm so glad to have everybody here tonight because what we're going to be doing over the next, through the end of the year, is offering these calls absolutely as complimentary calls, and we want everybody out there to really focus on, I would say 1 to 3 key things that they can get from every single one of these webinars that helps to grow their business. So please, when you extract something good, jump up and tell us about it so that we know you're enjoying these calls, we know that you're utilizing the information, but more importantly, share it with everybody else. This is a community where we can all help one another, and I think that's so important. So when you get something on these calls, please shout it out, tell everybody about it so that they can go out there and use it in their own business, because I believe that what goes around comes around, and when you share it with somebody else, they're going to share something good with you too. So make sure that you really take some good notes so you can apply all this information to your business. And for goodness sakes, these are awesome content calls. Please make sure you share the information with everyone you know for the next few months as well. Once again, everybody, welcome to the call. One thing I'm going to tell you at the very end of this call, I'm going to give you an opportunity to join us and one of our master trainers, Barbara Heathcote, at our final Stager Pro training of the entire year, which is going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina on, I think it's November 15th, 16th, and 17th. And if you have any questions about that, please let us know. But we're doing this last course for the last time at half off. So, yeah, Barb's on here. She just wrote me a note. She's like, yay! So I'm going to talk to you about that a little bit at the very end tonight. And all you have to do to find out more details is either give us a call or go to apsdmembers.com/StagerPro. Okay, let's move forward tonight with our APSD Business and Marketing Pro webinar series. Welcome to tonight's call. We are going to go through 19 ways to market your home staging business. Now, I could do this really quick and say, here's the 19 ways, guys, go out and do it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of explain each one very briefly, and sometimes I'm going to give you tips or links or specific to-dos for each one. I think we try to overcomplicate things, and we try to think, oh gosh, what are all the ways I can market? What should I be doing here and what should I be doing there? Well, let's be real. You should be choosing 3 to 5 ways to effectively and consistently market your home staging business. The best 3 to 5 ways for you and for your customer. So here's what I'm going to tell you is somebody out there like Christy Morrison, she's another one of our amazing master trainers in Ottawa, Canada, and she does a ton of social media, because that's very, very effective for her and for her customers. Now, while we do a lot of social media here in our office, it's not one of our top forms of marketing because of who we market to. So our forms of marketing are different than someone else's form of marketing. So it's really important that you understand, okay, well, what works for me and what works for my customer. So as we go through this list of 19 tonight, I want you to stop and think, what are the 3 to 5 that I am capable of doing really well, and doing very consistently, and do those 3 to 5 also speak to whom I'm marketing to in order to help build my business and increase their business as well, because chances are you'll be marketing to a real estate agent or a real estate investor. So, as I say all that, let's go ahead and get started. Once again, any questions at all, either raise your hand and I will call on you, or simply type in your question and we'll get it answered as we go. And most of you know me well enough, but for those of you who don't, I'm pretty casual. So at the very end, if you have any questions, I'll stop when we're done and take questions on tonight's call or any other home staging questions on marketing or business that you might have. There's a couple ways you can market, and it's really online marketing and offline marketing, right? So those are really your first 2 ways to market. You can market online, you can market offline, but there's a lot of subcategories underneath of those particular ways. And I think the first one is what I call lumpy mail. Some people call this 3D mail, and many of you have received it from us. If you haven't, make sure you get on our APSD members list, and that way you'll get some lumpy mail from us sometimes when we're promoting a course or a new training or something like that. It's a lot lot of fun. I love lumpy mail. And the best way to describe it is when you get something in the mail, it's lumpy. Right? There's nothing technical here, right? So one time I received this little package in the mail, and my assistant went to pick up the mail, and by the time she got home, the package was open, and I said, "Hey, you pick up the mail," but at that time she wasn't tearing open our mail. She goes, "I know, but I couldn't resist." And as it turns out, it was funny because it was from, I can't remember the name of the company, but it's a company that sells lobsters, basically, and they deliver lobsters to your home. And they had sent us a package, and so she saw that it was like a lobstergram, and the package had something lumpy, and she just couldn't resist, and she had to tear it open, and it was a little stuffed lobster keychain. But that's the power of lumpy mail, is it's so exciting. It's so, tantalizing, if you will, kind of sexy, really, because we go, wow, I just need to see that, right? I need to experience that. And that's what lumpy mail is. Now, lumpy mail should only be used for your hot clients because obviously it's a little more expensive, not just in the purchase of the items, because you can get those very inexpensively. And I'm going to give you a quick link to some inexpensive ways to get that. But it's expensive to mail sometimes. So sometimes I think you should say, okay, once a quarter, I'm going to be doing a lumpy mail distribution to my top 25 clients. So that's a good cycle for you to think about, is once a quarter, top 25, and these are your hot leads. And they might be people that you're trying to kind of take to the next level. Maybe they've used you occasionally, but you want them to use you all the time. They might be people who've inquired into your services 1 or 2 or 3 times, but they still haven't used you. Or they might be people who've recently taken a step forward in their own business. Maybe they've moved from mass real estate to luxury real estate, and you want them to take you with you to that extra level. So these are all reasons why you should start to target a very specific list once a quarter to do a creative lumpy mail. And yes, the list will be consistent, but it doesn't mean you won't be adding to it as well. Lumpy mail is one of my favorite things. There's 2 good sites where you can get really great lumpy mail pieces, which again is also called 3D mail pieces. The first one is 3D, the number 3D, mailresults.com. And the second one is orientaltrading.com. So I love lumpy mail. I like dropping it off. I like mailing it. I like receiving it. Woohoo! It doesn't take much to make Karen happy, does it? How many of you like lumpy mail? Raise your hands and let me know. Let me just see them here. Yeah, if you haven't used it yet, you really need to try it. And again, keep your numbers small. You don't have to make them outrageous, but if anybody has other ideas for lumpy mail, let me know. There's one recently, I talked about it at Stage 2011, so a couple years ago. And then just recently, I mentioned Christy Morrison. She did it at an event where she actually handed pieces out, but they were prescription bottles, and it was a prescription for not selling your listings. And then on the inside, obviously, you can give them, a great flyer, brochure, anything else about your staging services. So that's also a good example of great lumpy mail. Very, very effective. So there you go. There's your 19 ways to market your home staging business. I see quite a bit of you have gone back and forth asking questions and sharing other ideas, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions, live questions as well. So if you have a live question, I'm just going to ask you to please raise your hand, and I will call on you. I'll unmute you and call on you. Let's see. Just raise your hand real quick. And I'm going just up and down our list looking to see. I think Jill's got a question. Hey, Jill, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. So my question is, I actually did a drop-off today to the realtors that have been using me. I got a great big mum from my son was having a fall fundraiser, and it was mums. So I bought, a quantity of them to give them to the realtors that actually have used me, and I put a little note in it, and kind of a little poem, and then I dropped off today. But my question is how do you get names of the realtors that are in that office, and do your drop-offs, do they need to be addressed to each realtor's name?
Okay, these are great questions. First of all, I should say congratulations to you for doing that with the mums. That is awesome. Jill Johns is on fire, guys. I got to tell you this because she's also in our Gold Mastermind group, and right now we're doing the certification for multi-units, and Jill went out there and got a multi-unit staging at an apartment building, so she is rocking and rolling, and she's also registered for Barb Heathcote's Stager Pro in Raleigh. So Jill's on fire. Congratulations, Jill.
Thank you.
You're welcome. As far as the agents go, you don't need to know all their names, and you don't need to address them personally to drop them off. What you would do is call the office in advance and say, how many agents do you have? And they'll say, we have 50. You go, great, thanks. My name's Jill. What's your name? My name's Susie. Susie, I've got a little gift for all the agents. Can I bring that in? Would you mind putting it in their boxes for me? And she'll go, oh no, I don't mind at all. I go, okay, great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I always say a gift. I don't say a flyer or a business card or anything like that. I walk in, I say, hey, Susie, it's Karen or Jill. How are you? And she goes, oh, I'm doing great. How are you? Good. Hey, I spoke to you on the phone about just putting these little gifts in the realtor boxes for me. And by the way, I'm sure you're totally underappreciated, so I wanted to say thank you in advance, and I slide him a little box of 4 chocolates, like 4 Godiva chocolates, like a nice little box, or I give him a little bud vase with a flower, and it just says thank you so much, I really appreciate your help. Then don't you think that they will happily go out there and put all of your stuff in the realtor's boxes for them? Hello?
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry, I muted myself so you couldn't hear. Yes, I do. I see your point. I just didn't know if I had to personally address it because these drop-offs that I did were personally addressed. But I love that idea. Now I just need to find some good ideas that are economical. I like the little sugar cube or maybe even some tea bags or something and ask them if they want to have a cup of coffee or something. I like that.
Go get a box of stirs and a package of sugar and just tie a little ribbon around them with your business card and say, can I treat you to a cup of coffee? How cheap is that? You can get a big box of sugar, little packets for $3.50, and a box of stirs for about the same. So for, probably 5 cents each, 10 cents each, you can drop something like that off. You can do a little package of lemonade. That's real inexpensive. You can do the rubber ducks. They're 30 cents each. So does that give you a few ideas, Jill, that are economical?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Okay. I'm writing like crazy.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Awesome. I always appreciate you, Jill. Thanks so much. Anybody else have a question or comment or anything they want to share? Lots of good stuff going on. Oh, here's Kim. Kim Osbury, how are you? Are you there, Kim? Sometimes people are self-muted, so you might have to hit *6 or *7, Kim. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute you again, but please go ahead and raise your hand again, Kim, if you want to ask a question. Barb Heathcote's on here, and Barb's absolutely brilliant at this. And as I said before, she's got the final Stager Pro of the year, and she'll share a lot of these good drop-off ideas. But one of them is she drops off a roll of lifesavers, and it says, call me to be your lifesaver to help get your listing sold. So again, very economical, super duper cute. Love that. Kim, go ahead and punch your question, and then we'll get it answered for you. I see Laura Baker on here too. Laura, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. What's your question?
Do you know what? I actually forgot it while I was listening
It's okay.
to the comment.
When you're ready, just raise your hand again or type it in, and we'll get it answered.
Okay, very good.
Laura's doing awesome too, everybody. She has been on the ball. She's an agent, stager. She's rocking and rolling. I'm glad to have you here, Laura.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Good, good. I'm glad you're here too. Okay. Anybody else have another question, comment, anything you want to share with everybody? Because, I'm all about that. I'm all about everybody sharing. Barry Spratt. Barry, my dear sweet girl, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Did you have a question for me?
Good. Did you have a question for me? Yes, I'm typing it in.
Oh, you are? Okay. Well, it's like nobody wants to talk to me.
Oh, you are? Okay. Well, it's like nobody wants to talk to me. Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to know if you had anything to add on e-flyers.
Oh, on e-flyers, yeah, some areas have e-flyers and some don't. just so you know. So it's not everywhere, but e-flyers are real easy to do. There's services, and if you guys are interested in doing an online e-flyer, just to Google that in your area. I think those work. Hang on 1 second, everybody. I've got a terrible echo. Hang on 1 second, everybody. I've got a terrible echo. Hang on 1 second.
Welcome to GoToWebinar, Webinars Made Easy.
Everybody there still? Okay.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Sorry about that. Yeah, I've still got this bad echo. Is everybody else hearing it? Okay. Okay, so Barry, just so you know, I'm going to answer it, but I think we were getting the echo from your line for some reason, so we had to mute you. But e-flyers are a great resource if they're in your area, so you can type in, you can Google e-flyers, put your city or your state, and you'll find services that distribute. The problem with e-flyers today is that so many agents are getting marketed to online, so they're starting to get lost in the shuffle. So I'm not as big of a fan of them as I used to be. It doesn't mean that they're not effective in your area. So again, take a look and see if they're effective in your area, because they might just be. I see a few more hands up here. And I was just looking to see if there's something else we need to share here online as well. Deb, good. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Doing good, thanks. What can I help you with?
Well, I just was going to make a suggestion.
Okay.
And we didn't talk about it, but whenever I work with an agent, I always send them a thank you note and a little gift card. And I hope that that kind of reinforces our relationship, and hopefully they will remember me next time.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I'm a big fan of follow-up, and I think just a little thank you card and a gift card, it doesn't even have to be expensive. Starbucks gift card, whatever they like, is perfect. So thanks for adding that, Deb. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Elizabeth. Yay, Elizabeth. How are you?
Hello, Karen. How are you?
I'm doing great.
And hello, Barbara. Love you. She's awesome. Take her Stager Pro course.
Elizabeth, I guess nobody has figured this out, but Elizabeth has worked with Barb now. She took Home Stager with me and Barb, and then Stager Pro with Barb. And Elizabeth is just...
And Manny.
And Manny, excuse me.
Manny's awesome also.
Elizabeth is out there rocking and rolling. She's doing a great job, so I appreciate you saying that. Can I answer anything for you? Or are you just like putting out the love?
Putting out the love, but I also have, today I was doing a drop-off, and it was a Halloween flyer with, a discount idea from, Mary Fitzgerald, obviously another good one in the company.
Yep.
But, and I had a little Halloween bowl, and I just filled it with some candy and, stuff like that. And I went to this office that I had never been to before, right across the street from where I work. And the CEO of the company happened to be there, heard me talking to the secretary at the front desk, pulls me into his office, asked me to do a presentation on November 5th, but then he also offered me something that I thought I would ask you. I did email Barb earlier, but haven't had a chance to check to see if she even had a chance to look at that yet. But what he's going to do starting in January on a local network station, he's going to have a half-an-hour show. It's going to air on Saturdays and Sundays, well, or either or in the morning, and it's going to be like 30-second commercials within his company. Like realtors could showcase 1, 2, 3 listings in the 30 seconds, or they can buy up more than one. And he asked me, he invited me to be part of it if I wanted to. And it's $55 for 30 seconds. You have to commit to 6 spots. And then January, that locks you in for the year of 2014 if you want to continue to do it at $55 for a 30-second commercial within his half-an-hour show.
Mm-hmm.
And it includes the filming. It's like HD. There's something he called greenback. I wasn't really sure what he meant by that. but they'll do the editing, the dubbing, like they'll do everything. You can even do more than one 30-second commercial. You can do 6 different ones, or they can just replay the same one each week.
Okay.
So, I mean, is this a good deal at $55, a 30-second commercial?
First of all, let me just say something. I want y'all to hear what Elizabeth is saying. She's saying, at my lunch hour, I ran over to do some drop-offs. So she works full-time, right? Barb works full-time, Manny works full-time, all that stuff. She went over there to do some drop-offs on her lunch hour. That's how possible this business is. While she was there, the CEO stops her, says, we want you to do a presentation for all of our agents, because we kind of skipped over that. So just by doing that, she's going to be doing a presentation. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And has a really cool marketing idea to do 6 spots for $55 each, which means for $330, she gets broadcast. Now, I'm going to tell you up front, yes, it's worth your $330 to test it and see. Now, a lot of agents have tried things like this. Some work and some don't, and a lot of it depends on the quality of the distribution, the quality of the houses being presented, and so on. But Elizabeth, if you got one staging, would it more than pay for that?
Yes.
Okay. So what I want you to do is find out exactly when your segments are going to be put on the air. So you want to find out what your slot is.
Mm-hmm.
The greenback is a green screen, meaning that they can do any kind of background for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so don't worry about that. So you want to find out what your time slot is, and you want to be able to track your success. So what you want to ask him is say, well, would I be able to do, a fly-in, a text fly-in? He may or may not know what that is, but basically you want it to be home staging by, what's your company name, Home Staging by Elizabeth?
Yeah, Home Staging to Sell by Elizabeth.
Okay, so you would want that, if you can, to be on the screen while you're staging, because you want to be able to track this. So the only other thing I would add is if you're able to do something that's direct response, like /TV. Do you know what I mean? So you would be able to track that.
Not really. Direct response?
Well, you're trying to figure out, how did they find me?
Okay.
So a lot of times if you go to a magazine and they'll say, oh, call, or they'll say, go to, buytoday.com/34. And you go, well, what's the 34 for? Well, that's how they're tracking what magazine it's in. So they're tracking their success. Now, you don't have to do that, because my guess is you're not doing yet, because you're still fairly new. You're not doing so many forms of marketing that you need to worry about it. But what I would do if I were you, is I would ask them, how can I give them my information? So can that be as a text fly-in on the screen? Can I put Elizabeth Adams on there and Home Staging to Sell by Elizabeth.com, etc. See what they'll do.
Okay.
See what kind of marketing you can get, and you never know until you ask. And then I would make sure that you say your name and your website at the very beginning of every video, at the very end of every video. And then when people contact you, I would want to know, how did you find out about me? Because what you're looking for is this working? But the last thing I'd want to know is the distribution. How many people is it reaching? When is it reaching them? What day and what time?
Okay.
Okay? Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
You're the best, I'll tell you what. Listen, myself are amazing trainers. We can give you guys everything we have, but unless you take it and use it, it's for naught. So this is what it's all about, Elizabeth.
Right.
This is what it's all about.
Until I took, your trainings, I was really getting nowhere with launching my business. And since I have taken your live trainings with you first, and with Manny and Barbara there also, and then the Stager Pro with Manny and Barbara, it's really made an incredible difference. It's all a difference. It's just been great.
Good. Well, I so appreciate that, and I so appreciate you. Let me know what else I can do to help you grow, okay?
Great. Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Thanks.
All right, boy, that I'll tell you, it just gives me pause. I just got goosebumps. I'm always just so proud of people. I feel so blessed. And she's not joking when she says Barb is amazing, Manny's amazing, Christy's amazing. Those are our three main people, and then Mary Fitzgerald also does some work for us too, some training for us. Anybody else have any other questions or comments? Anything before we call it a night and I go home and make some dinner and take care of my puppy? Anybody else? I'll tell you, this has been a really nice call. How many of you, just raise your hands real quick and tell me, how many of you love it when people share, when they ask questions, when they have something to share, whether it's online or just, yeah, I think so too. I really do. So I just want to applaud each and every one of you. Thank you so much for that. If you have any questions while I'm just finishing up here, please feel free to keep typing them in or raise your hand. The last thing I told you that I'd tell you about before we got off the phone here tonight is our final APSD Stager Pro training of the year. And that's going to be with the amazing and incredible Barbara Heathcote. She will be doing the Stager Pro training, which is your hands-on in the market 3-day training. So you will literally be in the training with Barb for 3 full days. The first day is a full day of marketing, how to market your business. So you think you learned a lot here? Imagine a whole day of it. The next 2 days is hands-on staging. So you'll stage at least 2 different types of properties, usually an occupied, usually a vacant, but it varies every single time. You'll learn about what kind of furnishings to put in it, how to use balance and color and so on and so forth, and what really makes it sell. Now, we just did a Stager Pro class here last month. The property was on the market for 6 months, went under contract in 4 days. On top of all that, Barb will take before pictures and after photos, so now you all have a portfolio to use, and you'll get the results too. So for those of you who go, you know what, I don't really have that much right now, well, now you'll have at least 2 more houses to showcase and the results from that. You'll get to go shopping with Barb, learn what to buy, what not to buy, how much to pay, what to put in inventory, what to rent, what to hold, and so on. Shopping is so much fun. She'll also give you specific pocket of emotion exercises, scene exercises. She'll talk to you about her warehouse, what's in her warehouse, what do you need to warehouse. The list goes on and on. I think it's truly the most transformational business or transformational class in the entire industry, and I know for sure that Barb literally doubled her business when she took that class. She said it was like something opened up. Barb, I'm going to put you on the spot and unmute you, but we will all completely understand if you say, Karen, I just can't talk live right now, but just to give everybody a chance. But before I do that, so I'm giving Barb a chance to say okay, but I want y'all to know it's November 15th, 16th, and 17th. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. It doesn't matter where you live, because Barb will show you what to do to be a success in your marketplace. Fly in. It is worth the trip. Trust me, she is an amazing home stager. And it is, right now, it's our last class of the year, the last one at half price, because we've been doing kind of a recession buster. And on top of that, we also have a 5 interest-free payment plan as well. So you can go to apsdmembers.com/StagerPro, or you can give me a call, 1-877-900-STAGE, 1-877-900-7824. Barb?
Karen, hello. Hey, everybody.
How are you? Are you doing okay?
I am doing great. Hope you are too.
I am. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I know I didn't ask you about this in advance, but since I was talking about you and everybody's been saying such nice things about you, I thought, do you want to tell them kind of what your experience was with Stager Pro, just so they kind of have a feel for it?
Absolutely. First off, if you come to Stager Pro, it is an amazing opportunity to network and meet other people. And I think other folks who've taken Stager Pro can tell you, you meet lifelong friends. And not only that, you have people to help you and support you in your business to be successful. And that was something that I was not expecting, Karen, when I came to your Stager Pro. And I have to share with all of you, when I kind of started following Karen a little bit, I have been trained by another company. There are many companies out there. They all are very niche in different things, not good or bad. But I called into Karen's, I guess it was a marketing session. It was a freebie. And my husband is an IBM marketer and really knows his stuff. And he was sitting there with me listening, and he said, "Who is this lady? You need to contact her and hop on her coattails." And he was absolutely right. My business has grown just incredibly, and actually this year I will probably have my best year, and I'm at the point where, as Karen said, I do work full-time. I also work at IBM as an HR generalist. I'm about to top my salary at IBM. So I have a lot of decisions to make, but certainly it's a huge, huge opportunity to learn, to grow your business. And as Elizabeth said, I really wasn't going anywhere quickly, and implementing Karen's systems, understanding and learning the market, all about marketing. And that's what Stager Pro is really about. How do we market? How do we get out there to meet realtors? And then, of course, how do we sell homes? So it was really, and I tell Karen this all the time, it was, for me personally, a life changer and a game changer. So I can't imagine not having had that opportunity.
Oh, that's awesome. And congratulations, by the way. I have not heard you say that about your salary, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Well, you know how I feel about you, Barb. I just think you're awesome, and your classes are just second to none. So for those of you, I didn't give the right website, so I apologize if anybody went on and looked. It's apsdmembers.com/thestagerpro.com. Oh, okay, wait, I'm still not doing it right. It's a good thing I have people here in my office. I'm sorry, we're adjusting all of our URLs right now, so I apologize. But it's just thestagerpro.com. So you guys just go to thestagerpro.com, take a look at it, or feel free to call us directly here in the office at 1-877-900-STAGE, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Again, right now it's half price, and we do have a 5-pay interest repayment plan for you as well, so you can kind of earn as you learn, which I think is always awesome. And I think Barb is one of the best people out there, not only as a stager, but as a business person and as a friend. So you can't go wrong by training with her.
Well, thanks. I invite anyone who wants to come and join us. We'd love to have you, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm cleaning up my warehouse, so hopefully when you all get here, we'll go over to the warehouse, take a peek, look at how we organize things, etc.
Awesome, awesome. All right, well, everybody, once again, I really appreciate you joining me tonight. If you have any other questions, you can always email us, support@apsdmembers.com. Again, feel free to give us a call in our office. We're here. We answer our phones, 1-877-900-STAGE. We're here to help you grow your business, plain and simple. If you like this call, would you do me a favor? Please go on social media and just tell everybody you liked it. It helps us greatly, and any way we can help you, we'll be glad to do the same. Once again, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.